Many previous research found out the factors that determine collaborative learning and subsequent student satisfaction. Some of the factors are social influence, learning motivation, and cognitive load. Now, in this research, the researchers wants to find out using Trello. Trello is an online platform. So using this Trello, this researcher is trying to find out whether these factors, social influence, learning motivation, and cognitive load, affects the collaborative learning. And finally, the researchers wants to know if this collaborative learning finally affects the student satisfaction. Cognitive load theory by Sweller says that working memory has a limited capacity. Therefore, instructional method should avoid overloading it with additional activities that do not directly contribute to learning. In other words, instructional design should be made as simple as possible. The second one is the about social influence. The many research findings concluded that educational technologies supporting social influence attributes can improve learner educational experience. Many users can easily modify and create, intercommunicate, and enjoy online content. In this case, Trello facilitates it since Trello has a comment section the user can use to communicate with uh, other users. The third one regarding learning motivation, for example, self-determinant theory that includes autonomy, relatedness, and competency. These three factors, the autonomy, relatedness, competency, have positively influenced user motivation to use web-based technologies and in essence promote collaborative learnings. In case of Trello, teams using the Trello platform have complete control over their tasks and can set a due date for each task. This will help team members not forget about their responsibilities, and their success reflects their competency within the team and on their project as it progresses. Lastly, about student satisfaction. Generally, student satisfaction is an essential concept used in measuring learning outcomes and the successful implementation of online educational technology. Student satisfaction measures in individuals' gross satisfaction in collaborative learning, and the completion of a project or task is given. Now, let's see the model development and hypothesis. This is the model. These are the three factors that are assumed to affect the collaborative learning, and finally, collaborative learning will affect student satisfactions. So, based on this model, these are the hypotheses drawn by the researchers. The first hypothesis is this: cognitive load negatively influences collaborative learning. The second one, the second hypothesis is social influence positively influences collaborative learning. The third hypothesis is learning motivation positively influences collaborative learning. And finally, hypothesis 4, collaborative learning positively influences students' satisfaction. Participants and procedure. There are 115 graduate students from Department of Information System involved in this research. 56 of them are first semester and 59 are second semester. They were randomly divided into 13 groups. They were involved in the project related to management and business information system courses. In the project, they were using Trello as a platform. It is online platform. The instructor provided guidance and guidelines to the students how to use and about the functionality of the platform. And then at the beginning of the semester, the instructor provides the student overall course activities. Now let's see the data analysis. This research applied partial least squares, structural equation modeling or PLS, SEM, to measure the proposed model's measurement and structural model analysis. This was performed through the advanced analysis of composite using ADANCO version 2. ADANCO is fit for the use of PLS SEM. Now let's see the result of hypothesis testing. As this table shows, the first one, when we see the hypothesis, learning motivation influences collaborative learning, and we can find the V value, and the V value is 0.00. It means it is smaller than 0.05. So the hypothesis that learning motivation positively affects influences collaborative learning is accepted. The second one, the hypothesis that social influence positively influences collaborative learning. Let's see the hypothesis, the V value. We see the V value is 0.03, is smaller than 0.05. So also this hypothesis is accepted. Now let's see the next hypothesis. Collaborative learning positively influences student satisfaction. Now let's find out the V value. This is the V value. 0.00 is smaller than 0.005. So this hypothesis is also accepted. Now let's see the hypothesis 1. Cognitive load negatively influences collaborative learning. Now, let's find out the V value. This is the V value. 0.44 is bigger than 0.05. So it means this hypothesis, which is hypothesis 1, is rejected. Now, to conclude, let's see again the hypothesis testing. First hypothesis, cognitive load negatively influences collaborative learning. So this hypothesis was rejected. And then the second hypothesis, social influences positively influences collaborative learning, accepted. Third hypothesis, learning motivation positively influences collaborative learning, accepted. And lastly, the fourth, collaborative learning positively influences student satisfaction, accepted. So this is the conclusion of this research. Now, let's see some limitation of this research. The first thing about the variables. This research just includes the cognitive load, social influence, and motivation variables. It would be richer and better if another variable are included, such as peer engagement, computer, and also self-efficacy. The second limitation would be the focus. This research focuses on student only. So it is better if instructor or teacher is included as a focus. The third limitation is the control group. This research will be better if it includes control group as a comparison. It will give more rich and detailed information. Lastly, about the pretest. This research would be better if it includes pretest, since it will give clearer understanding about the population. So these are some limitation of the study. Thank you.